What's up, barbarians? We are on the PTR. Okay, we're gonna just do pit 75 with the double swing. And what I can say about the PTR is I feel like this season is gonna be boss powers only. And what I mean by that is you're gonna pick whatever skill you want to play, and the boss powers are gonna pretty much do all your damage. As we see here, double swing is fun, is good, but it's our main boss power that actually does all the damage. Nothing else really does damage. So we have all of our gear maxed out. We've used the cheat vendor. Everything's at, glyph 100. We have everything at 12 out of 12 master working. Our glyphs are 100. And still, the only time we do damage is when our boss powers go off. For example, I think Frenzy and Flay are going to be good with the basic boss power. Where's that one? I'm going to show you. Right there. Casting a basic skill. It was up to 15 million. Imagine using Frenzy with that. There's going to be a lot of builds that are going to be viable in Torment 4. We aren't going to be able to do Pit 100 with most of the builds, but you're definitely going to be able to make it Torment 4. My thoughts on this are twofold. One, for anyone who plays Eternal Realm, I feel sorry for you, because they are clearly neglecting Eternal Realm, like 100%. There's no way you can do a quarter of the damage without these boss powers. So Eternal Realm, I don't think it's going to be very fun for those people who do like it. The difference is too great. I can short run without the boss power after, so you can see how bad double swing actually is. And it's not that it's bad, but just the level increase for Torment 4 is you just need some sort of extra power. Otherwise you can't kill things. So that's my first thought, is Eternal Realm, not so good. My second thought is I feel like literally this season is just which boss power are you going to pick? Like, pick any skill you want, and as long as you pick a boss power that works, as long as you pick a boss power that works with your build, that can generate, whatever power it is, you're going to be fine. So the build diversity is there, but it's not. It's going to give the illusion that you can pretty much play any build and get Torment 4, but it's just the boss powers getting you to Torment 4, not the actual skills. So it's almost like the adjustments they made to Double Swing and Whirlwind. It's almost like they're not really needed for Season 8 because these boss powers are so overpowering. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Like right now, I have completed level 75 with Rend, and with this double swing build, I have almost cleared pit 80, and we run out of time to kill the boss. But we don't die. Our boss powers literally make us invincible. And it is unfortunate that they are doing all the damage. That is one thing I don't like about Season 8. Obviously, this is the PTR. This is a time to vent, give feedback about these things so that it can change. And I think what needs to happen is I'm okay with Torment 4 being harder. That's okay. That's fine. But you have to make it a little more, not easy to get to, but you have to make it viable to get there, I'd say, even if you can nudge in with some different builds. Because without boss powers, there's going to be a lot of builds that can barely scratch the surface of it. And I think that's kind of unfortunate. It's really fun to make a homemade build and just see how it goes and be able to get to Torment 4. You know, that's one thing that I like to do. I obviously like to make builds, and I try to make things half-decent Torment 4. And this season, literally, pick anything you want, as long as you have the right boss powers, you will get there. And I don't really think that's fun. In Season 7, we had Dust Devils and Earthquakes doing all their damage. And you just had to find a skill to proc them. Season 8 is identical. Except they're not Whirlwind. Except they're not Dust Devils and Earthquakes. They're just literally boss powers instead. Right now we are using Double Swing to proc our power, which deals all of our damage. As you see here, when you kill this guy, we're doing like 10, 12, up to 20 million. And then the boss power comes in, 23 billion, 29 billion, 36 billion. That is all the boss power. So can this build crush Pit 75? Technically, yes. But it's can the boss power crush Pit 75? Because if we take the boss power off, which I will do, and I'm only going to do it for a couple minutes, because you're going to see how bad it is, there's no way we're going to actually be able to survive Pit 75. You just can't. So that is the biggest downfall with seasoning, 100%. I think the game needs to be more balanced around the actual skills. And I think we need another way to get... I think we need to go back to Glyph XP so that you can actually get your Glyphs to level 100 if you just want to keep farming pit levels. Of course, it won't be very easy to do that, but I think that would be a cool way, because right now there's just no chance of getting level 100 Glyphs. It would be absolutely impossible for most builds. And I think that's bad. Okay, so that was Double Swing, and we're going to take off all of the boss powers. And we're going to show what 75 looks like now. Okay. So here we are in level 75. And notice our health is going down. I can't just stand still like I could before. And let's see how long it takes to kill the elite. And I think that'll be enough after that. We got 2 elites here. And now look at our damage. We are still doing up to the hundreds of millions of damage. Without boss, oh, we're gonna die. So can we hold our own? Not really. Not at all. Okay, I'm trying not to die at the same time. But that just shows how powerful they are. So did we kill 1 elite yet? No. We're gonna get there though. So this Double Swing build, in my opinion, is decently strong. It is a pretty good build. It's pretty similar to the Double Swing I made in Season 7. I'm trying not to die here. But as you see, we can't do Pit 75. We just don't have enough damage. We don't have enough power. We don't have enough multipliers. And because of that, that shows how much these boss powers are carrying through the game. And I don't think that's a good thing. I really don't. I mean, it's kind of cool to have some power. Like, for example, Season 2 and Season 7 were my absolute favorite seasons of Diablo 4. I think they were awesome. And I like how they give you some power, but they don't make you so overpowered that when you take them off, you literally can't do the same level of pit up to such a significant degree. Like, this is very obvious that we will not be able to do even pit 70. Like, it's just not possible. There we go. So that took us quite a time. And if you look at our time there, there's no way we're going to clear this. Eventually, like, we probably have the health and toughness for the most part. But overall, if we keep going, I cannot see us clearing this. That is the double swing build, with and without the boss powers. And we'll just go over it really quickly. Ugly Bastard, Shroud of False Death, Twin Strikes, Tybalt's Will, Yen's Blessing, Earthquakes with less tech. I was going for critical strike damage, but I just got unlucky with my tempers. The Vehement, Magnum Opus, Grandfather, Ring of Starless Skies, Bold Chieftains. I wanted to use the Ring of Red Furore, but after testing it, it doesn't actually proc. It is broken. Regardless of how much fury we spend in 5 seconds, this does not proc. So hopefully that gets fixed, but right now, I wanted to add this, but it just doesn't work. And Intercom. That's why the season of the boss powers, once you pick your powers, you can technically use any skill. This will clearly be basic skill, so if we want to play Frenzy, or if you want to play Flay, which I will be doing, these two right here, amazing. Basic skills deal more damage, and then your basic skill grants even more damage. And for bleed, we could also use the Lord Zir. This one was pretty cool. I'm going to show that one off as well, with also the Ashava one, which also gives us more damage over time. And this one right here, I think is amazing. Anytime you gain Fortify, you also gain a barrier. The Rend build is a little bit weaker. We're going to show off Pit 70, and we will show off some more boss powers. So even if you just use your main skill, it'll just make the blood flow. Pretty cool. And I am using Wrath of the Ancients. Sorry, I am using Call of the Ancients to see if they work. And they still do not give Fury. I've also left feedback for that as well. This is a pretty cool playstyle. This does make Rend work on Torment 4. But again, without the boss powers, Rend is not really viable for Torment 4. Not at all. But with the boss powers, and the Fields of Crimson especially, the Lord Zir power is amazing. So right now we're not going to use Fields of Crimson. And if we look, it doesn't really kill things very well. But when you use the Fields of Crimson with it, things die much, much faster. So these two pardon me. So these two powers work together to make it be awesome. So Season 8, I still have mixed feelings about it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, because you can play any skill you want, and you will be able to hit Torment 4. I think that part of the game, that's a lot of fun, and that's really cool. But what I also don't like about that is that all your damage is technically coming from the boss power for most of the builds. This one is interesting because it is a hybrid of the Fields of Crimson and the Zir Blood Pools. The Zir Blood Pools give you, what was it, like 3 million bleed damage over 5 seconds, and then the Fields of Crimson literally times that by 70%, which is why that's so good. That's why the Fields of Crimson, if you want to play bleed, is probably going to be better than Shattered Vow because of that multiplier. So here's a great example of the Lord Zir power. We can see again here. What's this? So there. So that's working. Not really killing him. Then we put... There we go. This build's a little squishy. But now if we use Rend and Rupture, it literally crushes the boss. So this build is kind of cool, where it's not crazy overpowered, and it does need to work together with the actual pieces, like with the Fields of Crimson and with Rend. The power itself will not just crush everything for you. But if you, oh, there we go. But if we put on like this one, this will literally crush everything. So there's really, it's like you gotta pick the way that you want to play. You could use this with pretty much any build, and then it'll kill everything. And that's a way where you can pick any build you want. But if you want to try to synergize these powers, like with the blood pools and increasing our vulnerable damage, because this is a bleed build, and having more damage over time, giving us more ways to stay alive, then it gets a little bit harder, but you could still hit Torment 4 quite easily. So we're going to kill this guy. Hopefully. And then that'll be it. That'll be the video. So overall, again, I feel mixed on it, but I am looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a fun season. And at the same time, I just wish the boss powers weren't literally doing all our damage and the only thing keeping us alive. So, it is a little bittersweet, but I'll take it. Okay, see, here we go. This guy's going to be dead in a second. Here we go, done. That is the Rend build with Air of Perdition, Rage of Hairgath, the Conceited Aspect, Iron Warrior, Weapon Master, Earthquake, Intercom, Vehement, the Fields of Crimson, Ring of Starless Skies, Ring of the Ravenous. This is a great Ring of the Ravenous. I really wish I had this on the live server. And the Slaking Aspect. So that has been my time in the PTR. If you've played the PTR, let me know. Do you like it? Do you not like it? What do you like? What do you not like? Overall, I think Season 8 should be fun, and I really hope they can find a way to balance the game more within the class so that we don't have to rely on seasonal powers to give us such a gigantic damage boost. I think that would overall help the health of the game, instead of having these seasonal powers that give you such enormous power. They could maybe branch out with different activities, instead of just always having more power creep. Overall, I do look forward to Season 8. I look forward to what changes they make from the PTR feedback. I'm going to leave a bunch of feedback about what I think about the Bleed Barb, because it does need some love. We need some love to our Hemorrhage node. We need some love to the Gushing Wounds. And it would be nice if we didn't have to use Earthquakes to give us 120% damage increase. It would be nice if we had a damage over time aspect that would not be creeping death. I feel like we still don't stagger bosses enough in order to take advantage of creeping death. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Let me know what you think of the PTR and if you're going to play Season 8, and I will see you guys next time.